everyone, Chelsea Tucker here from juniorchelsea.com. Today I want to talk about a previous experience I had as a server at a restaurant. And so before we get into that, make sure that you're liking, subscribing, commenting. It tells YouTube, hey, we like her, and the information can get in the view of more people. So I think, personally, my personal opinion, service-based jobs are essential to our growth. Boom. When I was serving, and I did it all through college, that's how I supplied myself for my ability to live. So if you want to know more about that story, you can go and check out my financial story prior to becoming a wife, I think I labeled it. That would be over on my webpage, and there should be definitely a link in the description box below. So go check that out if you want to know how I did all of that by myself. So yeah, being a server in a restaurant, I think at the time I was only getting paid like $2.25 per hour. Okay, now it might have been $2.75. I don't remember. It was definitely under $3. But could you imagine if that is all that I was getting paid? Ouch, right? Being a server is a very difficult job because you are managing multiple things at a given time. And you don't necessarily have somebody over top of you the entire time. Your boss, your manager, cannot be only above you during that shift because they have, say, 12 other servers, or they have the kitchen staff that they have to help, or whatever it is, or they have to go deal with a guest. They can't be over top of you. So if you want to make money, you're gonna learn how to manage yourself. Like, let's be real. The more money that you're able to make by flipping tables, you're going to produce a higher income. That's just as simple as it is. But here's the thing. Regardless of who sat at my table, I had to do the best of my ability to give that person the same kind of care as the table next to them. Because if I let my emotions be triggered by something that this table did that table didn't do, I'm bringing this emotion over to here, and then they're feeling that emotion, and then maybe my service isn't as good for them. Maybe their drinks aren't full. Maybe that, their salads aren't out at time. Maybe because I worked at a steakhouse, so maybe their salad and their meals are coming out at the same time. How annoyed are they? They're super annoyed. That's a problem. So here's the thing. You can't let your emotions in life here trigger you over here, because if you do, you're gonna mess it all up, and it's not gonna make sense, and it's gonna be frustrating. You're blah, 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 all of the time, and you're just annoying at that point. So you can't do that. You have to understand that a service-based position teaches you how to provide the same service to all people. It doesn't matter. You're serving all people. Period. That's the premise of Junior Chelsea. I'm here to serve all people. I don't care your gender. I don't care your age. I don't care about any of that. Why? Because if I cared about that, I couldn't serve you the same. Duh. But it's not that simple for some people. It's not. You have baggage. What do you mean by that? Okay, well, if this person over here was completely disrespectful to me, and then now you're telling me I gotta go help these people, right after this person just screamed in my face, now I still have to go smile at this person and say, how's your food? Do you see how quickly you had to transition between the two? It's exhausting. But it made me a better person, right? It prepared me for the next step in life. So that's why I believe that all people, to some extent, need to be in some type of service-based business. You need the service. Because if you don't, it doesn't make you a strong person later in life. That is my personal, honest opinion. And honestly, like going through college, you could tell what students were working their butts off and the students whose mommies and daddies were paying for their tuition. It's different. It is super different. But that's okay though, because it made me the person who I am today. I'm not mad at them because they had mommy and daddy to pay for them. That's great. I would have loved that. Right? Like I'm not opposed to that. So what am I gonna do about it for my kids? I'm gonna work my butt off to some extent, doing what I can do, doing what my husband can do, to make sure that when our kids want to go to college, they can go and go do work. When I was going to college, I would wake up early, go to school all day, and in between, because all classes were not back to back like high school, I would sit down in the library and I would study. I would do my work. I would ensure that I got my stuff done, because after school, where was I going? To work. I went to work. I worked usually Wednesday through Sunday. And I would work usually from like 4 to at least 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, depending on the time. I mean, thankfully, the steakhouse that I worked at, we closed at about 10 o'clock. So, I mean, on the weekends, it was later. Friday and Saturday night, it was like, I think 11 o'clock. But yeah, you had to figure out how to make things work. And service-based business teaches you that. It teaches you those skills. Those skills matter. Right? So like, yeah, I'm saying to you, like, I want to ensure that like I can provide for my children when they need to go to school, right? Because if they want to be a doctor, they need to go to school and get a piece of paper that says that they've done this rigorous course. That's what I believe. I mean, not for nothing, I don't want a doctor working on me if I need some type of medical assistance in some sort of capacity that didn't go to school. What are you going to put a Band-Aid on my artery inside my chest? No, thank you. Right? So it's important. It's essential. The growth of education is super important. But it doesn't mean that like, okay, if my children are going to school that like they're not going to work. No, the whole premise is that they work some sort of service-based business. So whether or not they're servicing the clients that I have on my business, right? Because my business, I don't have a specific amount of dollar amount that I charge for X amount of whatever it is. It's a service-based business fully. So you decide the worth, right? Just like when I was a server at a restaurant, the people who were at my table tipping me were the people who said, oh, her service was impeccable. She's worth 40%, 50%, 100%. Right? Yeah, I mean, I think most of the people who are watching this video knows what it means to go out to eat. When you get your bill, you base usually on percentage. Now, 20% was like a decent tip when I was working at a restaurant. 20% was sufficient. It put me at like a good $1 per hour. Because I'm also not just working for myself. Like I had to tip out the bus boy, the bus girl, whoever was doing that, the person who was seating my customers. Like it's not, it's not all just cut and dry and like, if you give them $20, they're not getting a full $20. They're not. It's being divided. But people who are just maybe coming and sitting down at the table who've never worked service before, they might not know that, and so like it's important to take a deep breath in the process of going from this table to that table, because this table might know what it means to tip. This table might not, or they might, and they just chose not to tip you, and you have to be okay with that. Right? Because if you're not, then the new table that's going here or the new table that's going here, you're carrying that with you. And then your service is just crap. And then you're never going to get a good tip because you don't provide good service. Service matters. A service-based business matters. So I hope that you understand the concept behind why I believe that all people should have some type of service experience and the importance of it. I'll see you next time. Bye.